Welcome to the second series of the day, everybody, for the Join the League season number 5. It is Team Ice going up against Red Viperz. Ice, as much as I've seen them, they've had really impressive performances, to be honest. So, expecting great things from them, but Red Viperz, it's nice to see a team tagged up, even having sponsors properly, TTE Sports and whatnot. So, might be a pretty damn exciting series, as Southeast Asian games usually are. But we're HeflaTV, I'm Coucher, gonna be joined by Mike Loris. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, and Ice are also doing pretty well. I mean, they're currently at the top of the pack as far as their group in Asia, or JDL Asia is concerned. Red Viperz, a little bit more closer to the middle, but that's fine because middle isn't bottom. And, well, I would expect just because of those rankings alone that Ice should be the favorites to win, but we have some people in the chat who are staunch favorites of Red Viperz, so we'll see if they can pull it out.
Yeah, it's not all that surprising if it's gonna end up as 1-1 as well. It just way too often does, to be honest. But looking at the bans now, even a Shadow Fiend banned out. I guess it is just that popular of a hero all of a sudden, kind of. But Team Ice, they have ran, for example, a Tidehunter. Most teams don't favor that hero anymore these days, but can be strong enough, and Ice, they've shown us that they can use it as well. Red Viperz, though, having the first pick, are they gonna start it safe? Nope, not gonna start with a support. Straight out Bristleback.
Yeah, it might not be like as safe as like a Vengeful Spirit, but I still think as far as picks are concerned, if you're going to be grabbing a melee hero who's strength, then Bristleback is probably as safe as you can get, like a lot better than a Night Stalker or like a Spirit Breaker or something like that. So the Bristleback is a pretty strong hero, and it's a pretty safe opening for Red Viperz. I do appreciate Ice banning out the Naga Siren because no one likes to see Naga Siren games. Troll Warlord as the first pick for Ice, and looks like they're going to go a little bit more quote-unquote standard. But I'm interested to see if they're going to combo anything up with this Bristleback. IO is still available if Red Viperz want to grab that combo.
Well, it's going to be the Tidehunter as the second one, though, and Red Viperz, like I said, can go for the Vengeful, and I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if that was to be the pick for them as well. If not, though, I guess you can try to go for some initiation of your own, maybe pick up a Batrider. And then, of course, I guess you have to ban out the Vengeful in the second phase. Not sure if they want to be doing that one. Maybe they want to run a straight out Bristleback offlane, but picking up a Viper instead. So that's already two just extremely tanky heroes for themselves.
Yeah, it is a replaceable hero, however. If they were going to go for initiation, Batrider's effects are fairly unique as far as effects are concerned, or going for like a Vengeful Spirit just to kind of deny that Batrider Team Ice also would have been reasonable. I mean, Viper is a fine hero, and as you said, this is going to be a game where damage is going to be so important for both sides, really. These heroes typically do tend to build bulky, and they are typically inherently bulky, so both sides are going to be looking for some serious damage. And in that case, got to look towards the Lions, the Skywrath Mages. Ancient Apparition would be decent as well. Like, those types of support heroes need to be stepping up and doing some deeps.
I think it was with you we casted a game where we might have had a Bristleback and the Viper as well on the same team. Or at least there was definitely a Viper who just went for like mech,
Yeah,
pipe,
he
PKB.
did no damage.
Oh my god. So like I said, they're gonna have to just get supports or actually build damaging items. It always depends on how good of a start you get, of course, as well. Maybe Viper get like a Hand of Midas and then start actually building into damage as well. But next set of bans, Ice have removed the Juggernaut, Red Viperz taking out the Vengeful that I guess they themselves could have used, but they have that secondary pick in the second phase. So I guess it would have been pretty likely for Team Ice to go for the Vengeful Spirit.
Hmm.
But Storm Spirit also banned out, man, just... It's funny how one tournament can just make a hero popular.
Yeah, he was seen a lot more periodically before EG busted out the big guns, but nowadays he seems to be a little bit more in like the top tier as far as bans and picks are concerned, which is fine. I think he was always powerful enough to be kind of near that area anyway, but now he's just like firmly there. He's very much so riding the flavor of the month wave, the same wave that the Troll Juggernaut, Bristleback, and Axe are riding in Shadow Fiend. So we'll see if that is going to die down anytime soon. I'm pretty sure it is, since people are going to realize that, hey, wait, we need a really good Storm Spirit player to replicate those effects. So we may not bother picking it or banning it at that point.
Yeah, I've seen some just... Well, I wouldn't maybe say straight out fail, but not impressed. a safer way to put it. But Team Ice now picking up a Skyref Mage for themselves. So far, the only like reliable setup for it is the Ravage for the Mystic Flare. Of course, they still have one extra support spot, Lion still in the pool for either side to pick up really, and Skyref Mage Lion would be actually a pretty sick combination because Ancient Seal into Finger of Death is a world of hurt.
Yeah, you can't really survive that as any hero. Maybe Bristleback with like a cloak with his back turned would have a chance, but other than that, it's going to be tough times. So Ice grabbing probably the highest damage support hero, and if Red Viperz don't grab their support hero right now, then they're going to be in for a lot of trouble. As I previously said, the damaging support heroes need to be picked up in this game given such tanky cores, and if you let Ice have yet another ban and the pick with their supports, then Red Viperz is going to be regretting it. They're going to grab a Lion, and I think that's the right decision. Not only does he have damage, but also he has crowd control that Red Viperz are severely lacking at this point.
Yeah, and it also just was kind of a, well, maybe not a block pick entirely, but Team Ice definitely would have, I think, loved to have that hero. Other than that though, Team Ice, what other possibilities do they have? I guess you can still try to go for like an Ancient Apparition. That would leave you extremely disabled light though. I mean, all they would have to work with is slows and a 2.5 minute Ravage. Or 2.5 minute cooldown Ravage, that is. That would be sick. Oh, for 2.5 minutes, there's gonna be Ravage across the map.
Refresh your orb, half refresh your orb. 2.5 Ravages. Or, okay, but they could also go for like a Witch Doctor Rubik, and I think even though you don't really want to be going for Rubik because of low damage, Witch Doctor seems like a perfectly reasonable pick here.
Well, Witch Doctor definitely would be pretty nice. Too much both sides could easily go for one, but for the Red Viperz, having the Maledict against the Slark now will be pretty nice. And Paralyzing Cask is always decent-ish. Voodoo Restoration never going to be too shabby. But Red Viperz, no clue if they're actually going to go for one. Who knows, maybe they want to pick up like a Shadow Shaman, get extra lockdown, get some pushing power there as well. Or even Ancient Apparition now wouldn't be bad at all up against Slark.
Yeah, I'm liking the AA pick for Red Viperz. Like, they have a good amount of lockdown with the Lion, and Viper Bristleback's damage output in the early game is pretty high. So if you could get a nice early advantage versus what Team Ice have, then Red Viperz can ride that wave of momentum all the way into the tier 2s, and then we'll try to break high ground from there. But when dealing with a Slark, you need either a lot of crowd control and or the Ancient Apparition. And Ancient Apparition's still here, and they already have Lion, so you could check off those boxes right now if Red Viperz want to.
Well, they are taking a little bit of a longer time in deciding that pick, so 1 minute left. Should be plenty, to be honest, to make most decisions here. They might even go for the core, although that just would leave Team Ice to ban out another support. I guess they might do that anyway, depending on the pick that they see here, but what third core might Red Viperz even go for? I mean, for Team Ice, we already know all of them. They also need one additional support, but Red Viperz, do they actually go for like a safe lane carry, send the Bristleback off lane? Or what's the preferred hero even?
I don't know. Doing that is kind of risky just because Troll Warlord and Slark get so scary just by themselves in the late game, but also in a combination they just get so much more terrifying. With Essence Shift and Battle Trance, if you grab someone like a Spectre or Medusa, then you're going to be in for a world of hurt. Now, Stone Gaze is really good against the Troll Warlord and the Slark, I guess to a lesser extent the Slark, but if they do decide to go for that route, then their late game is going to be not even guaranteed. So I think going for a little bit more of a mid-game strategy, try to fight fire with fire, would be preferable for Red Viperz. But for now, they're going to grab a Silencer. That is well, not what I was expecting. It's a good hero versus Tidehunter, I guess.
There's a tiny chance that you're going to be able to prevent that Shadow Dance from coming out as well, for example. So it might work out fine for them, but do you think this might be their third core, or is it going to be played in the support role here?
I'm usually on the fence with the Silencer in general. He's kind of like Drow Ranger in that he's very glass cannony and he needs a lot of protection. If you get into his face, he'll just instantly die. And Slark and Troll Warlord are really good at doing that, and those two heroes are not adverse to buying BKBs to get rid of Global Silence either. So I don't know if I would put stock into a core Silencer in this game. There's just way too many tools that Ice have. In the late game with their right-click damage output, but even earlier on with the Mystic Flare, like Silencer can't really do anything to escape that.
And it's Silencer is also, I think, one of the heroes that the player, he needs to be just so perfect with his decision making, when to go for the Global Silence, how to position yourself to make sure that you do get off the Global Silence and whatnot. So whether it be core or support, you still have to position yourself correctly at all times, to be honest. As last bans, Ice have removed the Faceless Void, so they at least believe Silencer will be a support. As Red Viperz, taking out the Dazzle, I guess it could work. Bonus armor for yourself up against Bristleback, not gonna be too bad at all. Just keeping people alive with the Shallow Grave. Although, that would have still left Team Ice's like supports, strong supports individually. For roaming, for example, though, not as great.
Yeah, so we'll see what Ice want to do with this now. We said before Ancient Apparition, Witch Doctor is still available, and those are probably the two most popular supports that are still in this pool. They could decide to run something a little bit weird to Skywrath Mage Tidehunter as supports, and that wouldn't be completely unreasonable, but I don't know if that'll really fly. They have to rely a lot on that early gush and try to get some kills off of that, and versus Viper and Bristleback, that's going to be really hard to do, so it's a possibility for them, I suppose, but I'm still thinking one of the more standard supports right now should be prioritized for Team Ice. Maybe a little bit less so the Witch Doctor going up against Global Silence, but hell, even if they grab someone like Alina, they could do pretty well. Abaddon that's reasonable. That's really good, actually.
Well, as long as he can activate his spells, he's going to be fine. I mean, up against Hex, just a Photic Shield, easy escape, I guess. I was thinking, like, maybe they can try to go a little bit greedy, pick up an Enigma, but that, much like the Death Ward, would just get cancelled by the Global Silence completely. So Abaddon, it can definitely work out. I do believe it's still a safe lane, tri-lane, right? Just leaving the Tidehunter off lane for them.
Yeah, probably. And this is actually going to pose a question to Red Viperz. Do we want to grab the Ancient Apparition now and shove the Silencer to core? Because the Ancient Apparition gets double value when there's an Abaddon and a Slark on the other side.
Well, they answered that with a straight out no. It's going to be the Clockwork for them. So looks like a Bristleback tri-lane coming out. And Ancient Apparition, I guess Abaddon is like decent-ish still because Photic Shield is an absorb rather than a heal. Although if you get hit by Ice Blast, suddenly Burrow Time becomes completely useless for the Abaddon. Well, I'm not too sure. I think I would have preferred, to be honest, the Ancient Apparition and running the Silencer as the core to the Clockwork, possibly. Clockwork, he can lock himself in with the Power Cogs. But then again, his Power Cogs, if positioned correctly, can completely stop Ice from doing anything in a team fight. There is the Pounce for Slark, so he might be able to escape them or get over them or something, but throw Warlord, for example, well, I guess he can go into ranged form as well, so it's not that bad.
Well, I mean, it is going to be, at the very least, a form of initiation for the Viper side. Like, if you look at all these heroes right now, they're all really initiation light. Like, Tidehunter might eventually start some fights with a Ravage, but even then you don't really want him to be the first one in. This Lark with the Blink Dagger can start some fights, but that really depends on how Ice want to play this game. So having a hero like a Bat Rider, like a Clockwork on your side without one on the other is really going to set a lot more fights up for Red Viperz, especially if they have a Silencer who's prepped and ready after that. If you're calling the shots, you have a little bit more control about how you get your Global Silence out and when you get it out.
Well, at the moment, just to introduce the lineups fast. For RV, for Red Viperz on the Radiant side, Hulk will be playing the Clockwork, living closer on the Bristleback. 7 to be the Silencer with Danger Alert on the Viper, and the last is going to be Godlike Sexy on the Lion.
And for the Ice side, we got JJT playing the Tidehunter. Justin's going to be handling the Troll Warlord, most likely mid. B-Boy is going to be standing in as the Abaddon with Papers on the Slark. And then Icicle or Clay, I have no idea. Probably should have asked him, but he's going to be playing the Skywrath Mage. And it looks like they're going to be thinking about running dual lanes in general. Yeah, dual lanes, Slark, Skywrath.
Well, maybe they were expecting an aggressive tri-lane coming out from RV. So this dual lane is going to be up against the solo Bristleback. And Slark, as long as he has a Magic Stick, should not be struggling in that lane anyway, I think. Essence Shift's going to get some pretty nice value against Bristleback there as well. Although, never mind, we might see dual lanes for both sides. 7 might even come back towards the bottom side for a proper tri-lane. So, this laning phase, it's going to be a tri-lane versus tri-lane going on. Magic Stick, though, has to be key for Ice here. Then again, for RV themselves, I guess Magic Stick won't be, like, horrible, considering there's going to be some Arcane Bolt spam, but definitely not as great as up against the Bristleback, which is those Quill Sprays, they will be spammed anyway.
Yeah, Bristleback versus 3 means that Magic Stick's increase in value so much, and B-Boy, you can see already, is going to be grabbing his own. Abaddon in an offensive tri-lane really depends on your core hero in order to make action happen, and with Concussive Shot, or when it is up Concussive Shot, they'll be able to put a lot of damage into the Bristleback, but as far as killing him, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Killing the Lion is very, very easy, however. They just need a single disabled land, a pounce, something like that. Over towards mid, though. Justin and Danger Alert going to get into a man fight. Justin taking tower aggro, though. 10 HP. The Viper gets to live. And one range creep was attacking, but I think he lost aggro in the middle of that. So, close exchange in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I've seen for every successful troll warlord. They go aggressive super early on. They just use both Whirling Axis versions, ranged and melee, and try to get like an upper hand early on and kind of keep up with the momentum. Did fail with the kill though, and suddenly rather low on health. Does have 2 tangos left. Of course, Viper, he has a 54-second cooldown on a tango because he only had shared ones. He's a little bit closer to his next item though. Do you even go for a bottle in such a matchup on the Viper, or do you still just go for maybe like a boots into straight out headrest to build the mech later?
You don't really want to build a bottle just because you don't really have a pressing need for mana, but you're really, really wounded right now. You have to consider some sort of regeneration item, and headdress, although it is nice for that mech build-up that you just said, it might just be a little bit too slow. Like, clearly this Troll Warlord has action on the mind, and if you're a Viper, usually you could survive most things, but not like so many things one after another. So I think you might have to go for a bottle here, and that's, again, not really what you want to be doing with your Viper. You want to be getting big ticket items. Use your lane control to just dominate the lane, and bottle is a item that is going to help in lane control for some heroes, but not really for Viper.
I think bottle is still fine if he plans to really delve into more like man fights with the troll, because you're going to be using your mana. Sometimes in a lane it's like Viper, he's dominating the lane anyway, let's say up against a melee hero. That way he's not going to be losing health, which means bottle is going to be completely useless. It's just only for the mana regen there, but if troll is going that aggressive, this bottle might just be fine in both mana as well as health regeneration for him. We'll see though, if he wants to go for the bottle, he is at least a little bit closer than the troll is. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if like for the next minute or so we won't see almost any actions, because both heroes are pretty low on health.
Yeah, Troll Warlord's going to keep chomping those tangos down, but he'll eventually get to a point where he will want to go in again. Problem is, he doesn't really have that much mana. But fortunately for Troll, you don't really need that much mana. Taking a look at the top lane now, we've got a Clockwork versus Tidehunter matchup here, usually pretty standard for both sides. You already have the magic stick for the Clockwork, which will help out quite a bit, but this lane is generally Tidehunter favored, assuming both heroes are decent with their positioning. As long as Tidehunter doesn't get too close or too far away from his creep wave, then the Clockwork is really going to struggle up against Anchor Smash.
I mean, it's just so hard to be up against a Tidehunter as any melee hero. Clockwork, like I said, probably a decent matchup there. Definitely doesn't get like completely dominated if he plays it correctly. Especially if he gets lots of cogs mana burn going. So we'll see how it's going to work out. Does Clockwork have like any solo kill potential before getting hookshot though on the Tide?
He does, it just depends on JJT messing up. Like, the battery assault does a hell of a lot of damage. And even though Tidehunter is really tanky, if he's caught in a one-man cog with level 3 battery assault, I think you probably need, then that's a kill. But the odds of that happening are so slim. Like, Tidehunter will just man-fight the Clockwork before he decides to run away.
Yeah, just Kraken Shell is so damn strong in blocking off any kind of damage incoming like that. Anchor Smash, of course, reducing the attack damage of Clockwork even further. So we have a player changing a mouse because it's not moving. That's fun times. At least they have like a spare mouse to get from somewhere.
And at least they're telling us what they're doing. It's a lot better than Sec.
Yeah, I love those, man. Sec.
About 10 minutes later, admin drops a question mark, and then there's another Sec. It's like, oh, well, thank you for that update. That was very informative.
Oh god, I had, I think the first game of the previous series was like, Sec. Like 2 minutes later, their team was, go? Like question mark? Sec. God damn, guys.
Use your words. Use your words.
They have a limited amount of words. They use their silence as a tool to like win games.
I guess that will kind of work. Oh, up top lane now. That's the type of cogs that Hulk really needs. Just the Tidehunter in there. But unfortunately, Tidehunter at this point is just way too big, so you can't really kill him off. You need more levels in the Clockwork right now, but previously stated, bottom lane is going to be where the most action is going to happen. As good as Bristleback is in lane, the Silencer is really, he's just pure damage right now, and the damage output is decent, but really not too high. And Lion needs more levels before he's going to do anything. So Ice, they have a good period in time where they are going to have a pretty nice advantage in this lane.
Well, I would have liked to see maybe even that first point to Curse of the Silent for Silencer, for example, because if you manage to get it on all 3 heroes on the tri lane, it's just gonna guaranteed force someone out. Oh, JJT in a lot of trouble. Danger Alert comes in with a haste rune, and that's gonna be a guaranteed first blood. Oh god, that was way too easy for the Viper coming in with the haste like that. And Dire Side, they didn't have, well, they had this ward, but I guess it was too late by then. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it wasn't called out.
Yeah, it was, I think, a combination of a little bit too late and also the Clockwork. I mean, once they saw the haste rune, Clockwork jumped into action, used the cogs, used the battery assault. And even though the damage output from those two aren't really that high right now, the ability to just keep the Tidehunter in one place is clearly enough for the Viper to close in. Haste rune is the rune that you want to find 2 minutes into the game as really any hero. So it's a very easily claimed first blood by Red Viperz. And well, the Viper now is going to have a little bit more of a better time in lane. However, Justin is doubling up the Viper's CS and then some. So maybe the Viper is going to struggle in this lane where he shouldn't really be struggling.
I mean, Troll is just so deceptively strong somehow. I mean, I've seen so many matchups like Troll is probably gonna be fine, but should be like even, maybe Troll a little bit under. Although Viperz wants to go for 7 pounds, does connect, should be a kill. Although Urspike is there, a 40 kill though, it's gonna be enough for sure. That's 1 kill. Do they keep on going for Lion? Maybe, or are there too many Quill Spray stacks? Only 1 onto B-Boy so far. He really wants to keep on going, but the 40 shield on cooldown cannot really miscoil himself either. Magic Stick does help out a great deal though, and Paper Slark, he's still around. He's gonna get hexed up as well. He might even die for 1 more Quill Spray with the Urspike. Yeah, I have no idea what the plan for the Slark was there.
I mean, he had like 1 or 2 stacks on him. He had Magic Stick charges, but he didn't expect the Lion to reinitiate with a full tank of mana, and I think that's really where it got him. Like, the Lion already used Hex Spike, so usually you could assume, okay, well, he probably doesn't have that much mana, but he did have just enough to land another Hex Spike, so Ice maybe just miscounting mana that ended up punishing them. Like, the first kill was very easily done, cut and dry. You could think about going for a secondary kill, although Abaddon without any of his curse is definitely not going to get that kill by himself, so it was potentially just a little bit too greedy by Ice and trying to go for, you know, that secondary kill. They relied a little bit too much on their magic wands, and it doesn't do anything if you can't get him out. JDT up towards top, gonna dive Hulk, and it looks like with the help of that shield from Abaddon, he will get the kill, and he will walk out of there just fine.
So getting some form of revenge. Abaddon definitely not as lucky with the rotation as like a Viper getting a haste rune to get the kill on Tidehunter was, but a kill nonetheless. Viper mid lane, he's just sitting on such low HP for pretty much all the time. Has or had to bring out some tangos, even has a bottle as well. So this Troll Warlord 23 and 10 so far up against your 13 and 6 Viper. Justin, he also has the Battle Trance, which is going to somewhat help out the other lanes. Paper's bottom lane though will get Silence Earthspiked as well. It does get the Dark backed off, so he's going to be fine to run away, but man, just dropping so low. Only level 3, about to hit level 4. Last hit twice, Slark 10 and 3, so I guess it's not that bad, but the Bristleback has quite a bit more.
Oh, mid. Whirling Axe's ranged, Whirling Axe's melee, plus that concussive shot, danger alert. Probably should have detected this one with his alert, but I think this bolt is lethal. And yes, it is. Scarith Mage is going to draw the kill over in the mid lane. Troll Warlord, this time getting some help at the expense of their Slark down on bottom lane, since these supports are really needed down there. But a kill on the Troll is pretty much just as good, if not even better.
Yeah, certainly so, but I guess Slark does have like the helping method of the Troll Battle Trance, and Papers doesn't really want to go for 7. He's gonna get hexed up again. Lion will follow with the Earth Spike. I don't think they're gonna have enough damage. Pounce away. They need to block the pounce for them to be able to get the kill, although they might still dive this closer. A little bit low on mana, but has a couple of stick charges. And the Quill Spray does miss, I believe. So they're gonna give up suddenly. Bristleback pretty damn low on mana, can't do much of anything. Has gone for a slightly weird itemization though. Has a Ring of Protection in, so I thought maybe like Ring of Passy. Now picked up a Ring of Health. Do you still go back to the Ring of Passy, or do you go for like a straight off Vanguard?
I think they're both reasonable in this case, just because you do have 2 heroes that could really heavily benefit from that extra mana regen. At this point though, you have 700 gold already. You might as well just go for the Vanguard since it's so close. But grabbing just a Sage's Mask after that, it's really cheap and it's really, really effective. So yeah, you go for that build, and he probably will be fine in doing so. I don't see him going for anything else. Like, Vlad's is okay on Bristleback down the line. Do you really want to be doing that? Probably not, though, after a Vanguard.
Yeah, we'll see how it's gonna go for them. I think Crimson is decent-ish considering you're up against Battle Trance, so It might work out, might not. Would you need a pipe more? I don't think so. We'll see. As for the other supports, for example, 6 minutes in, Lion being a part of, well, I guess, was he really only 1 kill, or has he been able to damage somebody for 1 kill? I think he has been there for a little bit more, so he's level 4.5, and Lion getting level 6, the same for the Silencer, is extremely key. Of course, Ice, Abaddon definitely wants to hit level 6 just to survive a little while longer. Skyraf Mage for the Mystic Flare. So support-wise, for both teams, levels are kind of even. Comparing offlaners, Clock, about to hit level 6. Well, I guess he's up against Tidehunter, so we should compare it to the Tidehunter, who is level 7.
And Tidehunter with a nice level advantage right now. Unfortunately for Tide, isn't really going to change the lane too much given his level advantage. There are some matchups where this makes all the difference. Like over in mid lane, it would make a little bit more of a difference, but up towards top, up towards top lane, the Ravage is going to help him potentially get these kills, but Clockwork is still a very, very difficult hero to kill, so you need more than just a Tidehunter with a level advantage if you're going to be easily killing off this Clockwork. So JDT is still going to be fine.
Battle Trance Tidehunter, next level. I think it's still going to be really slow.
Gush, you got Gush minus armor with Battle Trance. It'll be a thing.
Well, I mean, Tidehunter's attack is pretty damn slow, so level 1 Battle Trance at least won't be enough. Although TP is coming in, it is the Slark, only level 4, but it might just be enough to get the kill on Clockwork if the Tidehunter really wants to come in and commit. Clockwork, he does know where Tidehunter is, so... Or never mind, he doesn't, because you only see the trees with this ward.
Yeah, this is not really a ward that does anything. Ever. This is where you put the sentry to deward this camp. So I don't really know what the plan was here. Maybe they thought it was going to block it, but clearly it doesn't block it. So this is like 100 wasted gold right there.
Yeah, and it's not only that, it's just... If you put the sentry there, yes, it lasts less, but at least you're like being able to use the observer wards for proper vision. That was just an epic waste, to be honest. I think if you put it a little bit more down, then it's going to block it.
Justin going to get jumped. He's going to turn things around with the Whirling Axe. Just looking for that mischance. Here comes the Tidehunter with the Ravage. We'll use it. Maybe we'll save this Troll Warlord's life. He will bottle up a couple times. But using a Ravage just to cover your mid lane, I don't really know if that's worth it. Troll Warlord, yeah, gets to live, but now Ravage is down, and Red Viperz can play this next couple of minutes very, very aggressively, knowing that that ultimate is off the table.
It's just a Troll Warlord turning around there. Oh, Godlike 16, some trouble. Justin, do you keep on going range form rather with that Battle Trance? Now Danger Alert, he arrives as well. Justin taking a lot of damage just from the corrosive skin. God, that is annoying. And now the mana drain as well from high ground from Godlike Sexy. Oh man, Justin, he really wants to go for it, but the poison attack is just completely screwing him over all the time.
Yeah, maybe if you have, you know, less than 4 points in poison attack on the Viper at this stage, you'll be able to maybe close in and get those kills. But Viper going for that has the ability to kite, and he's doing that to keep himself alive, and that's really the plan for Viper. That should be the plan whenever you go for 4 points in poison attack over the likes of Nether Toxin and Corrosive, which I think it is a better decision not to go for maxed out Corrosive as the first skill, but 4 points poison attack, it's very hard to get full value off of that.
Yeah, he's definitely like playing the skill build towards what lane he's in, or what lane he's gonna be mostly in for the early part. But Godlike 60 now going to the top lane. Viperz once again does get pushed back, has just enough mana for the ultimate if need be. Won't have enough for a pounce plus ultimate though. And Lion, well, they're so close to Icicle. Icicle gonna scout out Lion though. He's gonna get the Hex onto Skyraf Mage. Hulk will be there with a level 4 battery assault. There's Spike to follow. Viperz, he still wants to keep on going. Has to pop his ultimate and escape though. Aphotic Shield, he's gonna try to turn things around. Maybe with a pounce, but gonna pounce off of the cogs instead. So they just lose a Skyraf Mage. It's always so funny if they're like 1-3 apart from the other and they don't know it yet, but Lion is just a little bit scarier at the moment. If they had level 6, I guess even then Lion having the Finger of Death for cooldown is scarier than a Mystic Flare, but B-Boy, he's gonna get stunned, hook-shotted as well. I think he's gonna die, and indeed he is. Tried to deny himself with a Mist Coil, nice attempt, but couldn't quite get it.
Just enough mana for that hook shot from the Clockwork, and that was a gank that probably should have worked a lot better there for Ice. The problem was that when they were both in those trees, like Scarth Mage poked his head out, saw nothing, and then went back in. And then Lion poked his head out, saw nothing, and then went back in. So they kind of like danced around each other in that situation. And then Scarth Mage was like, oh, no one's there. I'm clear to go in. But there was a Lion there, so that would cost him. Down towards bottom 7 is going to get ravaged. Battle Trance Tidehunter, man. There it is, smacking down the silencer. It's going to be Ravage, just 1 kill in the meantime. Paper's up towards the top. He will be just fine, but Tidehunter finding a kill using a Ravage for just 1 kill at this point is worth it, especially it's a solo kill, so Tidehunter is now going to get quite a bit off of that.
I mean, they really need anything they can get. I don't think they're gonna go for like a proper team fight anytime soon. Don't think they're gonna be forcing things as 5. They want the Slark to catch up a little bit more with the farm before that. If they had a blink on Tidehunter, they might be wanting to hold on to it, but like you said, for now it's just perfectly fine getting a solo kill like that. If he gets a blink dagger, that's the point when you want to be thinking about how to better use your Ravage if you can. And well, looking at the farm at the moment, RV across the board just farming a hell of a lot better. I guess the Silencer compared to one of the other supports is a little bit behind, but Skyriff Mage, he's so screwed. Or is he Ancient Seal? Buys a little bit of extra time. Earth Spike though, perfect angling, and Icicle. Battery Assault as well, should get the kill though. Then again, Hulk drops so damn low, gets the hook shot. I think he's gonna lose his life. One more missed coil, they're gonna need a little bit more, and they have that little bit. Papers on the Slark almost die himself, but it's gonna be a Skyriff for a Clockwork. Really good trade for Ice.
Yeah, that was a little bit greedy from the Viper's side. They had enough damage to kill him off, but they just burned all their skills, used the hook shot, and then got the hell out. But they were like, oh, it's just a Skywrath Mage. We could probably get away with killing him with, without using our ultimates. It's true, but it costed them a Clockwork. If they just, used everything when the Skywrath Mage wasn't in tower range, that would have been a clean in and out kill. But let Ice get in there, and they actually took a kill in retaliation on the Clockwork. So it's probably not a trade that Red Viperz want to be making every day. So you really have to be careful about that. But who also has to be careful is JJT, who's trying to stack up Ancients. This time it is going to be blocked, and this can be stolen actually. Bristleback with the Ring of Basilius and Vanguard plus Chainmail is pretty much invulnerable to physical right now, so he can just turn his back, sit in the camp, and just destroy these Ancients. Or he could grab an Invis rune, which is spotted by the Ice side, and then just mess with JGT's creeping.
Do we have any kind of detection coming out? If they just brought like a dust out, they have to know that the Bristleback is there.
Sentry on Abaddon. Okay, there's a sentry, but there he is. Okay, they're going to try to go for it, but he's going to get out of range very quickly. The AoE damage is not going to be enough, but he pops out of Invis, actually. Now he's on the run. Here comes Hulk, going to come in. Ravage going to be used a little bit too late, though. Will hold out 3 heroes. The Tidehunter will give his life forward. Closer will die to that Arcane Bolt, but already Troll and Tidehunter both dead. 7 charging forward with Hulk. Skywrath Mage will get the kill on the Bristleback with that Bolt, but now they're in a little bit of trouble. No more initiation power from RV, though. And Ice maybe stall for a little bit too long, or the Bristleback kind of baiting him there. B-Boy is in a little bit of trouble, will shield himself, does not have his ultimate any longer. Godlike Sexy, though, is going to get a little bit too close to that tower. Pounce forward, plus a shield pop. That's going to kill off the Lion and Silencer and Lion both die. Abaddon taking one, Skywrath Mage taking the other. So overall, Ice turned it around by the end of it, but that was definitely not the cleanest of engagements for either side.
Yeah, I think it was a 3-4-4 by the end of things, so Ice coming out slightly ahead in that one. And man, the plan was nice getting the sentry down. I think they should have waited a second too longer for Bristleback to run in without them revealing that there's a sentry there. And he would have survived even had the Arcane Bolt hit 1 second later, because his Magic Stick was cooling off. He had 6 charges, and that I think should have been enough to survive. But of course, was not the case, so Ice getting some nice gold on the Troll in the meantime because he was farming up, Slark also being there. So looking at the graphs, there is only a 1k net worth lead for Red Viperz. XP 1.1k. Oh, pounce to the low ground. Suddenly he's caught there with Hulk. Does have the illusion rune, so Battery Assault does a little bit less. Hookshot is there as well. And now suddenly Hulk, he's the one on the run. A rotation coming in. They get the gush. It's going to be the end of the Hulk, I think. Yes, with the Anchor Smash it is. Suddenly, Justin arrives closer. He's going to have to escape, and being as tanky as he is, he's going to be able to do so, as top lane B-Boy might be in some trouble on the Abaddon. Earth Spike is there. Not an easy target to go for, though. Suddenly, Mystic Flare as well. Godlike Sexy. With the mech back to full HP, he goes, and B-Boy, he's going to tank things up. Ultimate activated, but he is completely screwed now. He is locked in. He pretty much ran himself into a corner.
Yeah, but he didn't really have any other places to go, so it's just a matter of finding the Abaddon and killing him off. Let's see how many shields he can get off. Maybe 1 if he's really lucky. Yeah, he's going to try to go for the Mist Coil tonight, but that won't work either. That was a pretty fortunate rune grab by Papers down towards bottom lane. Usually illusions are just terrible, but when you're going up against a Clockwork, that's actually the rune that you want to have. And if you found it at Haste there or Invis, then there probably would have been no kill. Double damage rune, he probably still could have gotten the kill, but it would have been a little bit closer. So Papers definitely getting a lucky break there, but someone who might not be as lucky, Justin over in mid, got hit with a rocket, so he's going to back off right now. He doesn't know exactly where the enemies are, but he knew that they were right up on top lane, so he's going to play things a little bit cautiously, though he's still in a lot of trouble because there's a hook shot on Hulk. If they get vision again, then they could dive the tower very easily.
Yeah, they have the Finger of Death as well, and well, they're gonna get the Hex. They don't even need the hookshot, I think. Finger of Death? Oh, not enough mana for it. There's the hookshot as well, but it's gonna land into the Abaddon instead of Justin. Aphotic Shield comes out, Abaddon, ultimate already popped, but it's gonna allow him to survive a little while longer, although with the poison attack level 4, probably gonna lose his life anyway. Still alive though. Hulk just in too low on life to really re-engage into this paper, so he's gonna come in. Danger alert, not the target you want to go for, but there's the Ravage coming out. Will catch at least 3 heroes. They're gonna go for Godlike Sex. It does get the Finger of Death off, but Justin comes in, dies to the Bristleback as closer. He is so damn tanky. Gonna go with Quill Sprays, pounce out from the Slark already, gets the Skydive Mage, and gonna leave the Tidehunter be. Does he really want to go for Slark? I mean, the Slark is gonna have a pounce anyway. So, another 3 for 3 trade, but kind of an even one as well, both losing 2 supports and the core.
Yeah, the series of fighting, the sequencing of that fight working really well for the Bristleback, but overall for Ice, they had a lot of heroes alive while the rest of the heroes were fighting, so I don't know, it's the concern now for Ice of how do we deal with this Bristleback now that he has both an Ogre Club in his stash plus the Crimson Guard already on his person. Well, clearly he just can handle them, you know, 1v4 or something like that, because he just ran in, took pretty much no damage even though he was sitting in the tower, and then was able to chase out a couple heroes plus get a kill on the way out. So this Bristleback is going to be a big problem, but fortunately for Ice, he's really the only problem that they have to deal with. You know, Global Silence and Finger of Death aside, of course. Viperz, though, going to get Global Silenced and caught in the cogs. The burst damage should be enough here with the Spike. That's a perfect chain stun with the Silence, of course. That's going to be a very easy kill and an important hero to take out. Ice's Slark is not going to be a huge factor in this game.
I absolutely love how with Global Silence it mutes the game sounds as well for the time. But really nicely set up kill. Abaddon in the meantime does get the tier 1 with the help of the Skydive mid lane. So they get some kind of a trade for it, but then again they lose their own tier 1. And this Bristleback getting that much gold, I would be rather afraid. He is going for the Sanj, so not gonna be the BKB, gonna be the Heaven's Halberd instead, and I think I even prefer that to the BKB this game.
If you're this far ahead, you can even grab a Sanj and Yasha and then just start doing some serious damage. So that's the enemy team is forced to try to deal with you, and if they ignore you, great. That's fantastic for Bristleback. That's exactly what you want. That means you're going to be killing them all in the meantime. Top lane, tower is going to be brought down. Bottom lane, though, tier 2 is going to be an even trade. And RV, well, they're kind of capable of going forward, or they could teleport back, and yeah, they'll handle the mid and top lanes at the same time. So it's a tower for Ice, and at this point, taking trades is reasonable for them. But they're actually not as far behind as it would really seem. Again, because all of this bulk and all this gold is just in that Bristleback. So Ice, with another Ravage cooling down, they have a chance for an objective now. What will that be? Maybe Roshan, given that they're all smoking down there, but also they have Vlad's on the Troll Warlord, and they have a Gush.
Yeah, with the Vlad's gonna be pretty easy to do it to us. Gush, only level 1, and yeah, Mist Coil to break the spell block. So with the Gush, shouldn't take them all that long. Battle Trance was already used. If RV start making their way there now, they should easily be able to get there. Clockwork, he's the closest as well. Has the Blade Mail, he can buy plenty of time with the hookshot, and Roshan, it's not going as fast as it even expected it to go. Further, I guess being level 1 does let it down a little bit. Rocket Flare, they're going into mid lane instead. They're not even Rocket Flaring Roshan. They have no idea this is going on. Otherwise, Clockwork, he was so close. They could have screwed over this Roshan attempt so bad.
There was not much that's revealing this from Ice, with the exception of there being no heroes up on top and on mid, and only one hero down towards bottom. Maybe RV think that the Slark is baiting for the rest of his team, and that's kind of true, but not in the way they want. But Slark will get annihilated down towards bot. Spike, Finger of Death, easy kill there. They kill out the Roshan, but they lose their tower. That's not really a great trade for Ice. Yeah, you have a double life Troll Warlord, but does Bristleback care about your double life? He probably doesn't. And RV, they're going to move forward. Hookshot, going to connect onto JJT. That means no Ravager, a very difficult one. He might even die before he has a chance to do so. He's going to get perma-stunned by the cogs, and will get force snapped out for now, but he has to use the Ravage, else he'll just die. Shield is there, and he will die in the end. Now they're going to go towards Justin. Viper Strike has landed. There goes his Aegis. B-Boy is just going to get the hell out of there. He has nothing to contribute to this Troll Warlord's life, who's now cornered by cogs, will revive, get bumped immediately. Now Justin's going to go down. That's a decisive win there for Red Viperz, as Ravage wasn't even used there by Ice. Lion wasn't there either for Red Viperz, but 16 to 12 now, and they could look at another tower.
They've been using the global silence mostly to go for like solo pickups, but if you can get them, perfectly fine. This time around they even got a little bit extra. They got an Aegis, plus another kill on Troll. Lion also with that kill on Slark, farming up the lane a little bit, manages to get his own Blink Dagger going, so Blink Hex initiations will be a thing now, apart from the hookshot as well. SNY will be finished on closer after this tower goes down. Unless there's a Band of Helmet Skin. Yep, just needs the Band of Helmet Skin first. Blink Hex comes out. Oh god, Icicle. Poor guy. Earthspike will follow. A photo sheet was already used, but nobody else really wants to go that deep for it. But Lion, he just let them know, it's like, I'm here. You better be scared. And that's just the tier 2 going down. Oh god, RV. It feels like they're just pulling ahead in momentum and map control and pretty much everything.
And Slark is right now at the top of Ice's net worth, but he doesn't actually have any of that net worth in functional items like Ringer Basilius, Poor Man Shield, Treads. Yeah, that's nice. He has the bottle as well. It's another investment that is really not contributing too much to his damage output. And he might get a Blink Dagger now, which is kind of nice, I guess, but he really needs to be doing some damage. Someone on Ice needs to be doing some damage, because right now they just don't have enough. They have a Mystic Flare to kill off one, and Scarlet Mage does have a Force Staff, so this guy is probably more useful for Ice than most of their other heroes, but right now they need a lot more than what they have. They need items that are expensive and that help them fight. Items that Bristleback is getting right now, that Viper will have soon, and Clockwork already has that Blade Mail, so this top lane tower is going to be destroyed. Ice, can they get a trade anywhere? Well, the tower on the bottom lane is pretty much already dead, so they get something. They'll put a little bit of damage into the mid lane, but RV, they don't really have to stop right now. They probably aren't. No, they're going to teleport back.
Oh man, it's just also Tidehunter having to go for a BKB just because they are dealing with a silencer. That is rough. I mean, Tidehunter BKB is like one of the last items you would like to go for in any kind of game. And this game, apart from the global silence, I mean, yes, there's a Lion, but that's not enough reason to normally go for a BKB, I think, if there's only a Lion there. And now, Viperz. Oh, he's going to get the haste stone snatched from him. He's going to get to pounce out. Never mind, just going for the TP out while the Shadow Dance still lasts. So, nice escape there, but they have to play so defensively. Usually a Clockwork solo isn't all that threatening, but this game, Hulk, he's done so much for his team.
Yeah, but that play, though, does not get the kill on the Slark. It does pull out the global silence for Ice. So them having the Ravage, the enemy team not having the global silence, does represent a small advantage now, a small opening for Ice to make something happen. If they could find their opening, that's a different story entirely, just because they still do have to worry about this Finger of Death, and the Tidehunter actually has to have an angle to Ravage, and right now he's not in the mid lane. So if they decide to blink in on this Troll Warlord, then Global Silence or not, that will be a kill. I don't think they're going to capitalize off of this Global Silence. It's another minute, but really, what could they do off of this minute? Not much.
Oh, they just need so much more farm. I mean, Slark, Shadowblade. At least you force your enemy to go for detection, so that's a nice thing. And so far, they don't have any. They know the Shadowblade is there on Slark, or didn't they carry it when the Clockwork chunked him?
Yeah, they have an observer board. If they were watching, then they should know that he has a Sentry, Shadowblade by this point. But he's not actually playing as if he has a Shadowblade. He's playing as if he has a Midas.
Well, they need some farm, but they need a hell of a lot more. They need some objectives, and to be honest, they've been struggling in the fights quite a bit. Still, being able to bring down all the tier 1s isn't all that bad. I mean, yes, RV, they're 3 towers ahead because they've also managed to destroy all the outer tier 2 towers. So there's a 5k net worth. Well, not purely from that, but mostly from that. XP though, only a 500 difference. But this pickup now, Aghanim Scepter for Danger Alert. 12-second cooldown on Viper Strike. It's just going to be screwing so badly, mostly with this Troll Warlord.
And pretty much everyone else on Ice is going to take a truckload of damage from that. And Viper, I mean, he wasn't really the most influential hero in the game, but now having that Aghanim Scepter and Mech, he's both really tanky and does a lot of damage. That's a dangerous combination. Hulk, though, he is doing a lot of damage and he's also very tanky. He has double runes. Just gonna use the haste to get a little bit closer. He's going to find B-Boy. Hookshot a little bit too late, though, but they're going to catch the more important target in Viperz. They might think that they missed that spike. Viperz is going to be fine. Okay, Slark, just don't move and you'll be okay.
Shadowblade, best item.
Do they even have... Can they even get in there? Did he pounce in there? Is that like a hole that you can't walk into?
I guess so. It feels like the trees should be like far apart between to the left of him for him to
like
run
over
out.
Here?
But yeah,
I think he's stuck there. Yeah, he pounced it. No. Wait. Yeah, he pounced in there. So They can't get him. But in the meantime, they're killing off, the Skywrath Mage. Rocket's going to land, however, Shield Force Staff. He's going to get a little more distance out. Hulk is going to run Intercept. Icicle is going to turn around. That's going to juke out the Clockwork successfully. Maybe. There's another Rocket being armed right now, and, well, this Skywrath should die, I think. There's only 2 seconds to the hook shot. And at this point, you can't miss it, man. You can't miss it. You can't afford to miss it. And he hits it. One more hit. There it is. That's a kill on the Skywrath Mage. So they get their kill eventually.
They almost lose a tier 2 mid lane for it though. They even have to use the glyph. Battle Trance was used, so I guess Tidehunter Battle Trance pushing is the next thing to look for. Top lane. Oh, they get the silence just in trying to TP out. No hookshot anymore to stop that one. So they get the Skywrath Mage kill in the end. BKB is finished on the Troll Warlord though and Justin. So it's gonna help somewhat, but the big thing is Viper Strike still goes through the BKB, so I guess you're not gonna get hexed by the Lion, but highly likely you're not gonna be able to do much anything anyway.
And the majority of Bristleback's damage also goes through BKB. Yeah, you can't use your goo, but the Quills still stack, and, well, the Sanjin Yasha still works. So the Troll Warlord, he might be able to win a man fight with the Bristleback if it's just the two of them, and if the Bristleback doesn't have his passive working. But the odds of that happening are so extremely slim. Hookshot was used. That is an illusion on Abaddon, so I guess illusion already got value. So, and they should know about that illusion by now, but Ice, they're pretty much kicking into split push mode, and I think this is probably the only thing that they could really do, though Red Viperz, pretty sure they're just waiting for Roshan. Once they know that that's up, they're just jumping with the Bristleback, take it out, and then look for high ground push.
I think they should do that just because if they keep on waiting too long, at one point Ice's heroes will be extremely scared. I mean, Troll Warlord and the Slark together. Plus, of course, there's always going to be the Blink Ravage. This time around, Tidehunter has his BKB finished, which means he doesn't care that much about the Global Silence unless he fat fingers it and pops the BKB before the Global Silence, of course. Lion, though, even picks up a gem now for the Radiant side. So they want to make damn sure that, first of all, Shadow Blade does not make an easy escape for that Slark. And always when you're winning, it's nice if you can get just complete map control from it.
Their map control is already pretty decent, so getting just a little bit more, denying this, 2 observer wards from the Ice side. Clockwork gonna get into a fight with Papers. Hookshot, point blank. There's a magic stick, and he will win the man fight. Hulk, smash, and Slark is going to die to the Hulk. Oh my god, man. You're not supposed to lose that as Slark, like, pretty much ever. Maybe in the first, 10 minutes you lose that, but not at this point. You're not supposed to lose that.
And I think with this kill, yes, Hulk has himself an Aghanim Scepter as well. So even if he misses a couple of hookshots, he's just going to be able to do one again in 12 seconds after that. Man, this Slark, the Global Silence, I'm not too sure if the Global Silence even screwed him over. He might have not won that anyway. I'm not too sure if the Pounce was coming off cooldown for the extra burst damage, if not. But man, that's just... that must be so devastating mentally for the Slark already. Although they get the Gush onto 7th Silencer. There's no Global Silence in the know of it, but 2 TPs coming in. Hulk, are you gonna see a hookshot land? He's looking for the angle. 1 second. There he comes, and it's into the creeps, unfortunately for him. So all the heroes should be able to TP out. JJT. Blinks into the trees. Oh, chased him. Cogs. They even pushed him back. At least the animation came for the Cogs, but he got the TP out.
That is very close. Hulk, unfortunately, grabbing the Aghanim Scepter after having already used it, I believe, on the Slark down towards bottom, so the hookshot was still quite a long cooldown. But he'll have it now, and, well, they will this time scout out the Roshan. JJT will know that the Roshan is scouted, and now he has to get the hell out because, well, there is a hookshot that's Aghanimed on the side of Red Viperz. The ability for Ice to fight in that Roshan pit, though, is substantial, so that's probably their best chance at taking a fight and taking some sort of advantage in this game. Try to crash RV when they're doing Roshan.
It's definitely nice to have that Ravage, for example, if you're the Tidehunter. So both teams have reasonable fighting capabilities around the Roshan. RV, it would be better for them to catch Ice, like literally in the Roshan pit. But Ice, they can send 2 heroes in there, to be honest, like Slark and the Troll Warlord. Have the Tidehunter just close by, ready with the blink or something along those lines. JJT now, though, he's probably not going to get caught. He should not get caught by the 4 heroes of RV being there. So he's just going to TP out, and everybody's going to be back to farming as well as split pushing.
Well, Ice are buying themselves quite a lot of time. It's been a while since they've lost all their towers, but they're going to get jumped. Viperz is going to get chain stun. Finger of Death is there as well. He needs to get his ultimate off, and he will. Global Silence is there. Cog's pushback, not quite going to do it. He's going to get a little bit more regen. Closer, though, is closing in. One more Quill Spray, not quite going to do it. One more whack, though, will. That's going to be a kill on the Slark. Top lane, though, is being pushed. Hookshot forward, going to whiff on the Tidehunter. But still, I mean, they lose the Slark. Is pretty bad, but they're not going to lose structures. That's really what they have to avoid right now, because they're pushing up top lane, and they're pushing it down really, really quickly with this troll battle trance. So RV, they end up losing a tier 2 tower for the Slark. I guess it's something for the Slark, but at this point, Slark is more or less fodder. He's just going to be running interference so that the troll warlord can do some damage.
I really liked how the Tidehunter came in, used mana boots for the Slark. I was like, oh, maybe Tidehunter's coming in with a mech, but Abaddon is the one carrying the mech for the team. Arcane boots, of course, do not help the Slark survive that situation at all. And now it is Roshan time for them, although Slark, 14 seconds. He might even make it to the fight, to be honest. There are no tier 2s to TP to, but even so, they might just have enough to stop it. And RV, they think better of it. They back off for now. Maybe smoke up, maybe go for a wrap around themselves, like that way or something like that. But Ice, they go check things out. They know it's not going on. Global Silence is also on cooldown for another 53 seconds, and Ice should be aware of that fact. So is this the time for them to go fight, or do they just go back to farming and split pushing?
I think it's time for Ice to leave with as many heroes as they possibly can, because RV really don't want to fight in the Roshan pit going up against a Ravage. So they're going to, like, you know, try to play just like a little dance around the Roshan pit. Both teams are hesitant about going in. I think Ice are kind of calling that bluff a little bit more so than RV are right now, because RV, they're on the bottom, which is nice, but they have to deal with the mid lane and top lane push, and we have already seen how fast the Troll Warlord can get his pushing on. So this is going to be a tier 2 tower dropping in the mid lane, and well, here comes the defense. 2 TPs coming in, but a blink out on the Tidehunter. 3rd TP also going to be coming in, but Roshan now is kind of open as Ice just used all their TPs to get in to the top lane. Unfortunately for Ice, they're not going to bounce back to Roshan, so it's just an intricate dance right now, and right now it's Ice just surviving for a little while longer.
Yeah, and with this gold now, Troll Warlord does get himself a Blink Dagger. So Viper Strike won't be that big of an issue for him anymore, just because he's going to be able to jump on somebody straight out, and we do need another pause. I guess he himself is unable to pause, don't know why. He can type but not pause, a little bit weird. Still, I think it's in some rules that in theory you have to say like P or pause before pausing. Although it's like P pause straight out, the enemy doesn't have time to react anyway. But it's definitely buying time for Ice, like you said. Troll Warlord with the blink can close the distance now, possibly. The thing is though that the Slark is still pretty much piss poor.
Yeah, he's not going to be doing much damage anytime soon. He has the Ogre Club, so he's going to grab a BKB. A very nice item to have against the Silencer and Lion, of course, but still, it's like, great, you're magic immune, but you're not actually doing any damage, so that's a problem for the Slark. Once he grabs BKB, though, that next item is going to be huge. At this point, though, usually we see Slarks with, you know, Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade and an Eye of Skadi, and, you know, they're halfway to their next item, but this Slark is one of the more poorer Slarks that we've been seeing as of late, so Slark's ability to carry a game is really dependent on him getting a little bit ahead early on and just trying to use snowball tactics. But as far as getting the snowball started now, that's really hard.
If he went for like a catch-up Midas, maybe he would be there by now, but it's definitely going to take him a long time. I guess the easiest way, well, it's definitely easier said than done, but the easiest way to catch up is just get a crap ton of kills and survive while doing so. But getting to that point is going to be extremely difficult. If they had a Tidehunter with double Ravage, things would be a lot easier, I think. There is so far only one BKB, it's on the Bristleback. The secondary one on the Viper will be coming out rather soon as well if he continues at this pace. Other than that though, it's just, ugh. Even the Troll, I mean, went for the Blink, all well and good, but BKB as well as Vladimir's offering for damage output, even the Troll isn't that scary. His, like, most dangerous thing at the moment is the ability to bash.
Yeah, and his ability to push, really. Like, Battle Trance, that does do a lot when you stack up those river charges, and in fights, it's not really dependable because everyone's going to be running around. You have to deal with CC effects being thrown about, but those towers don't move, man. Those towers do not defend themselves, at least not enough versus the Troll, so maybe they're just going to rely on the split push and the pushing power of Battle Trance to get themselves even more so into this game. And RV at a certain point, they're going to have to do something, because even though they are right now really, really farmed, the power of late game Bristleback and Viper is not as high as Troll Warlord Slark. So Ice, they're going to try to defend themselves passively with this Ravage and just try to get more farm up. It's still not inconceivable to see them recover a lot in this game. They just need 1 or 2 good fights.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. It's just Bristleback, he hasn't gone for an AC, which would usually make the pushing easier. So, although Bristleback is pretty damn tanky as it is, he's not as tanky. It's not like he's a Heart and AC together, something like that. So Ice can definitely win, especially with a nice Ravage. But we are on post now. And it's all it took was, oh never mind, it was the admin talking in spectator chat. I was like, it's like admin is asking something crap, we actually got to start, we can't stay post forever.
Up, Ravage onto 2, that's going to instantly kill off the silencer. No global silence, Lion's dead as well. Danger alert is once again failing in his alerting of danger. Hulk's going to come in, nice wall of those cogs, and the Bristleback a little bit late to the party, but he'll arrive as well. JGT is going to instantly TP out of here as Abaddon's going to try to get away. Everyone else on Ice is actually going to leave. So it's a nice 3 kill, and well, B-Boy is going to be the only trade there. Actually, just a 2 kill, but that's a pretty good initiation for Ice. That is a trade that, if they could make happen a couple more times, they can get back into this game with.
Yeah, the Ravage managed to hit the Viper there as well. Had them killed off the Viper, it would have been just absolutely awesome, but for now, they'll take anything they can. Also, Slark was just farming up the same time, and I believe that's the BKB delivered. Yes, it is. But Bristleback does get himself a basher, so I can only think Abyssal Blade will be next for him coming out for closer. So his own damage output is getting up there, especially if he has Warpath stacks up. His Warpath is level 3, so he can go up to 300 plus damage quite easily.
Yeah, and that is just absolutely terrifying. He has been actually very late to these fights. He hasn't just been always there, and maybe that's because at this point he doesn't have enough room for a TP scroll. I think it's about time to get rid of that magic stick and grab a TP, but if Bristleback was there from the beginning, yeah, he'll probably would have gotten hit by the Ravage, taking a lot of damage, but he wouldn't have died. So Paper's going to run into 7 right now, but Dust is not good against Slark because he can just pack it out. He does go into the Shadow Dance, however. That's actually a pretty nice win for RV. It's not the highest cooldown, but it's a cooldown that they did see was used. And just like that, they're going to jump into the Roshan pit. Ravage still not up for another minute, and I don't think Ice can defend this Roshan without a Ravage.
Well, they're not going to be having to make that decision anyway, I think, because they're just straight out, we're going to go for Rax. If they use the Battle Trance now, it would be a little bit faster, or especially if the Troll himself would be there, but Global Silence? Never mind, it was just a Curse of the Silence. I was like, what? Why would you use Global Silence like that? But just with the Curse of the Silence, they managed to back them off, make them back off B-Boy. With that Invis now, scouting things out, hookshot did miss. So it was a Roshan for some damage on tier 3, but it wasn't even that much damage.
It's not really that bad, but for Ice, they really couldn't have done anything about that Roshan. So getting something, anything, is good enough, man. It's better than nothing, right? So they're still going to be on the pretty much same game plan. And RV, now that they do have a double life on their Viper, I don't is that the right hero to give it to? Is Silencer better to have with that Aegis just so we could guarantee a global silence? Maybe.
I mean, he should get it off his global silence anyway, I think. At least when he doesn't completely mess up his positioning. Just because Ice, they don't have like a clockwork initiating from the enemy side. So I think it's fine him not having it, whereas the Viper, he's going to have to be in the front lines anyway. But if by chance he should get caught and does not have the Aegis, then it might be disastrous. I guess they can even win without global silence being there, but it's going to just make life a hell of a lot harder if they don't have it.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if this Viper is going to die and then come back and actually have a real contribution. Like, giving it to the Bristleback, I think, is the wrong decision just because he is so tanky right now. And Viper is kind of in the same place, so I don't know. Maybe they're going to get value off it. It really is going to come down to how well this push goes. They are working without their silencer, however. He does have a global silence. He's forcing JJT out of top lane, so they don't have to worry about that, but this mid lane is going to be pushed. And right now, Ice, I think they're going to be okay with this because they do have a Ravage. They're ready to fight. They just don't have their heroes here, so they should probably, start bringing in some heroes so that they don't lose Raxes. That's probably a good idea.
I was really thinking that JJT will able to jump in right then and there, but tier 3 goes down. Godlike says he gets the Hex on and the Earth Spike. Now Global Silence follows, but Tidehunter Kraken Shell is just so damn strong. BKB is activated everywhere, but everybody's still alive. Justin, I think he might be the first one to fall. He's gonna get bashed as well by Closer. Hookshot does just barely miss, but Viper gets the kill in the end anyway. It is an immediate buyback. Viperz. He comes in with the pounce as well. JJT still has the Ravage. Is he gonna pop it? BKB is there. He's gonna get the Ravage as well. Will catch on only 2, but those 2 heroes will go down for sure. But that's the Aegis on the Viper. 7 will get pounced now. They have the dust, or 7 things himself. Pop the dust. Oh, the Cork! 7 still alive. They're gonna get the Tidehunter down. Viperz now gonna have to bounce out. But they did kill off the Viper with Justin being there. Battle Trance was also used. So 7, he only want to survive with 100 HP. But Justin might even get that one. Oh, prediction just slightly off. He's trying to get himself denied, but what a pounce.
The snipe. The pounce snipe. It's not even going to bring him down to the low ground. It was so close there. But Ice, they hold. That's the important thing to take away from this. They don't lose any Raxes. They barely take even any damage on these Raxes. They lose a tier 3 tower. Yeah, that's kind of inconvenient. But you know what? They get a whole lot of kills, and that is an Aegis push from RV. And that's exactly what I was concerned about, giving your Aegis to the Viper. He died, but by the time he died, everyone else on your team was already dead. So the Aegis, you know, he came back right into a swarm of Ice heroes, and at that point, there's just no escape from him. So Ice, they also at the same time were pushing down the bottom lane, so a little bit of split push action going down there. It did fail ultimately, but the Slark was able to get a lot of farm off of that, then was able to avoid really the dangerous part of RV's fight, that global silence and all their BKBs, and then he came in at the perfect time because he was split pushing. So Ice, they sequenced the fight very well. It could have gone really poorly if the Tidehunter just took a little bit more damage and he didn't get that Ravage out, but they, you know, get all the timings pretty much as perfectly as you could hope for at this stage of the game, and they come out with a really nice win.
Well, it's just looking at the graphs now, only a 2500 net worth advantage for RV, and 38 minutes in, it might as well be 0. XP, 3k in the favor of Ice. I guess it's the highest XP has been in the favor of anybody, has been 4000, but that one fight, it's just not only winning a fight and defending the base, it's also kind of a momentum, or not the momentum, but confidence boost. But look at RV now, they have about a 30-second window where Ravage is not there to just go for Rax, and they want to strike for exactly that timing here.
They have their finger, they have their global silence, and Ice now this time is going to be a lot more difficult for them to defend, especially if B-Boy dies first thing. No Ravage is probably worse for Ice than no Aegis on RV, so they're going to go straight for the melee Raxes. Up towards top, though, Troll Warlord is going to have none of it. He's going to try to race. This is going to fail, but if Ice can interrupt a couple of TPs back, maybe they're going to get even Raxes. The fallback is there, though, for RV. They're going to all run back, but Tier 3 is already down. Fortification is there, and it's only going to be the Lion to arrive. Justin is going to blink out of there, and he'll be fine. The chase is going to commence. Hulk is going to get up to the high ground. However, JJT is going to chase him down. Slark getting body blocked a little bit now, and now Hulk should be living right now. Yeah, everyone's going to live for RV. They take Raxes, and, well, I mean, ultimately, it's a win for RV since the buildings are down. But now that Ice have a Ravage, RV can't really replicate that.
God, for a second I was so afraid that the Tidehunter is like, gets next to the clockwork, tries to right click, is like, okay, he's gonna TP out, then thinks, oh, okay, I'm gonna Ravage anyway, and then Ravages as the TP goes out. I was so afraid that that's gonna happen, but does hold on to the Ravage, thank God for that. Just one man Ravage in this situation might not even have done the trick for them, I think. But they are smoked up, they might find a couple of easy kills. I mean, 3 heroes are grouped up, they're so close to each other as well. Tidehunter, he's lagging pretty far behind, but they get the bash on 7. Blink forward, are we gonna see the Ravage? Global silence, no BKB yet for the Tide, he's waiting for it. There's the BKB, holding on to the Ravage, he's finally gonna get it, but Finger of Death was used beforehand. Still 2 heroes down, they're gonna get the third as well, godlike sexy. And now Closer, he's 1 versus 5, BKB activated. Can he do this? I guess he might. He's just gonna TP out bashes, maybe. Bash Lord, yes! That's gonna be the Bristleback dead. Does have buyback together with the clockwork, but what a fight.
For the upteenth time, the Bristleback is just a little bit late to the party, and there's just 3 heroes of RV just walking around. They get jumped by a whole 5-man squad of Ice, and mid-Rax is down. I don't really know if Ice care right now, because they have a plan. Go for a push of their own and try to equalize everything. Justin was just doing so much damage right there. Got a first hit bash in Viperz. He also got quite a few hits off, so that Essence Shift was stacking up. Still, he's not doing the most damage, but Essence Shift will let you do something. So Ice to take a pretty nice win there. Danger Alert is going to try to defend, and he will have to defend 2 lanes by himself. Justin's going to handle top lane, whereas the rest of the heroes is going to go straight towards mid. Bristleback, though, going to buy back, and this is going to force Ice to make a decision whether or not to back off or try to YOLO it. They will decide to fall back. They take a nice team fight again. They kill off the Bristleback, force out his buyback. The only problem is now that they have no Ravage, they have to make a defense, and I don't know if they could do that. We clearly see that RV have enough to push and take objectives without having to worry about that Ravage.
Well, if they can find like 4 free heroes at one time, they can still, I think, take a fight even without a Ravage. If RV are there as all 5 though, probably not gonna happen, but at least they're getting their next set of items. Skadi finished on Slark, Daedal is done on Chestin as well. This Troll Warlord is starting to hurt, especially if the Battle Trance is up for him. Whereas RV, just all of their heroes' item progression kind of isn't there. I mean, Silencer has the Aghanim Scepter, but has had it for some time now. And oh, closer. Does see this kind of Mage of 4 staffs and TP's out. Maybe Bash straight out. Oh, first hit Bash. Closer, please.
It's always the first hit Bash, man. Skyreth Mage is like crossing his fingers, the only thing he doesn't want, but of course it is. Paper's looking for a target over towards the Roshan pit, but Skyreth Mage is now down. They still have a small window where the Ravage is down. The creep support isn't really going to be there though, so they can't really make a push happen, but are they going to try anyway? I don't think RV are strong enough any longer to just brute force their way into Raxes without any sort of significant advantage. But they're going to try to go for it anyway. Fortification is there with back protection. A little bit of an error there for Ice. Now JDT is going to get caught hexed up. He doesn't have a Ravage, but he will have it right about now. He needs to get out, but his BKBs everywhere. He's going to Anchor Smash. Might get a little bit more time waiting for those BKBs to drop, but he'll die first. He does have a buyback right now, but Closer is still alive right now. He's charging through everyone. Nice 2-man spike for Godlike. Going to let Closer escape, but it's in the back end where Justin's doing his damage. He has the BKB up, but now he's going to be focused down by the Bristleback Ravage there. After the buyback from JDT, they will kill off the Bristleback. Now they're going for more. The Lion is going to die as well. Danger Alert going to try to fight to the death, but his death is soon to come. B-Boy going to take the focus, but he is going to live as well. And it costed them a buyback on the Tidehunter, but they hold because RV decided to push without having the Ravage advantage, without having an Aegis. And top lane in the meantime is pretty messed up for RV, and Ice, they're making a beeline for the enemy base, or they're waiting for Roshan. I think they should make a straight dash for the enemy base. I don't know if Roshan's the right decision right now.
Clockwork had to buy back anyway just because the creeps were doing so much damage to the racks. Siege creep still keeps on going, and like you said, probably best way to go for the racks. It's not going to take them even that long with the Battle Trance to get those racks down and maybe back off. Maybe they're going to try to stay for another lane, but I mean, there are 30 seconds. Viper just now ticked enough gold for his own buyback. This game just... The focus firing was nice to be honest from RV, jumping on the Tidehunter. He didn't have a Ravage quite yet, died just before he had a proper opportunity because of the BKBs on RV. But having buyback just made the difference. Was still a little bit later, but managed to come just before the Troll Warlord died. So everything just going fine for Ice for the past, what, 3 fights now?
Something like that. Like, I think the story of this game is that Ice, they're pretty much slaves to this Ravage cooldown. But when it's up, they're taking fights a lot better than RV. Like, it's pretty much, you can see that in the fact that RV, they're always kind of getting picked off as 3, and then they arrive with their other 2, and then they also get picked off. That's been the name of most of these fights. But Ice, they've been fighting a lot better. They've been doing a lot more with a lot less. And if you keep doing that, then they're going to find themselves suddenly in a lead, both in net worth by a pretty nice 7,500 and experience by quite a larger margin. So Ice, as long as they have their Ravage, as long as they have a way to keep that Ravage up, whether it's protect the Tidehunter or just play really cautiously with it, then their ability to fight is just going to get better from here on out. And this is going to get to that problem once again, that the Troll Warlord and Slark combined late game is stronger than the Bristleback Viper's combined late game. And I think it's going to be even clearer as we progress in this game, especially since Slark has an Eye of Skadi at this point.
Why is this Skyreth Mage going for a Bloodstone?
To get health and mana and stuff. It's pretty sweet.
Build a Hex for
the
your
next
team.
level Suicide to heal your allies play.
Oh, that might not actually be too bad. I would love to see Aghanim Scepter Abaddon though. I don't think I've seen it a single time still.
I've seen it once, but it was too late. It didn't actually do anything. Like, the game was already over when he bought it.
I might, okay, maybe I've seen like one of those as well. It's kind of like... Whose Aghanim Scepter was it? Can't remember, but a hero who almost never builds it and just at the end of the fight... Oh, it was a Shadow Demon, I think. By the time you have enough gold for that... I think it got buffed even more, right? You get like 3 charges these days?
Yeah, you get 3 of them. I've seen it once, and if I remember correctly, it was pretty darn sweet. But that was a long time ago.
Kiting BKB targets, not too bad. Who knows, but... I mean, I just saw it as like, when you have that much gold, you're winning the game like straight after anyway. But at the moment, Troll Warlord, highest net worth in the game. I think after the last fight he just overtook the position. Up to 4.2k gold as well. Do you build more damage? Do you build like into a Satanic now for some lifesteal survivability? Or what's the choice for the Troll? Of course, probably save for buyback first, although his buyback is on cooldown. No, he has buyback, he's fine.
For Troll Warlord, I mean, you have so many options right now. You have the cheese that's kind of taking an item slot right now, but Vlad's easily replaceable. His damage output is really high. He just has to make sure that he survives through all of it. And because of that, I think probably in descending order of importance, Butterfly, I have Scotty, Satanic. Because you already have the Vlad, you don't really need more lifesteal right now. You could always do it later, but grabbing something like that, or MKB also would be decent, seeing as though Viper has the workings of some sort of evasion item. But yeah, most of the items that Troll Warlord wants to go for right now will give him both damage and survivability, which is pretty nice.
Could he consider an AC as well? It's
That
probably
would-
like not the best item on a Troll Warlord,
Yeah.
but
It'll be pretty good, I guess.
I mean,
Like,
it's just great to have an AC on the team, and I don't really see anybody else building it.
yeah, I could see him buying an AC. It's very similar to the Butterfly, I guess. Yeah, that would be good. Replace, like, well, get something for the cheese once you eat it, and then replace like Vlad's with an AC. Maybe like AC Satanic for Troll Warlord.
We'll see. I actually think damage-wise, it's not like he's lacking. More damage is never going to be bad, of course, but we'll see. At the moment, though, RV, they are completely locked into their own base pretty much. They don't even dare leave it anymore. God, this game is rough for them. They haven't even lost racks yet. They're giving time and opportunities for Ice to come back just because Ravage was on cooldown, yet RV couldn't take any advantage from that just because there was an Aegis and the cheese now as well. And this might be the case for like the next couple of Roshans. This Ice go in with a Ravage, win a fight, take another Roshan, another Aegis, which means once again that even without the Ravage, RV can't fight into the Aegis, and just rinse and repeat.
And maybe eventually this Tidehunter is going to grab a Refresher Orb so that his Ravage is going to have very high uptime. And I think that's probably how you want to use a Refresher Orb in this particular game. Justin going to run into Hulk. He will miss a hook shot though, and Troll Warlord will be fine. Even if he did get hook shot there, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have that much to worry about from this clockwork, so he can turn around and kill him. But right now, Ice, they are still working with an Aegis right now, and they're not actually doing much with it. Aegis isn't really going to last for that much longer. Are they just going to stall out and wait in this game? Because I think that's the right decision overall, but not when you have such a nice advantage with a cheese and Aegis.
Yeah, they even have the Ravage. If they didn't have the Ravage, I could somewhat understand it, but maybe they are waiting for the Tidehunter to finish up his Refresher Orb. He does have the Perseverance already in the Courier, so just needs the Oblivion Staff and the Recipe, and he's like a couple hundred gold short from it only. So if he gets this Creep Wave and like one more, maybe a Jungle Camp, he's gonna have it. He's not gonna have buyback when he does that though, but I think in this case it might even be worth it to just get the straight out the Refresher Orb. BKB durations, 7 seconds on Closer's Bristleback. Danger Alert, up to 8. Still pretty long I guess then, but double Ravage, man, it's so hard to fight into that no matter who you are.
Yeah, and really Ice have been doing well with one Ravage. If you just keep one Ravage up at all times, that's fine. And well, the way RV have been taking these fights, there's not many chances for double Ravages, honestly. By the time you launch the second one, the fight's already over. B-Boy's gonna get jumped by Hulk. The Force Staff is gonna keep the Abaddon almost perfectly safe. Hulk chasing forward, but he doesn't know that there's a Troll Warlord right around the corner. He's gonna know about it right about now. He has another hook shot coming, and there's no other heroes incoming for Ice, so they have to get the hell out of here right now. Justin gonna pop the BKB and man up versus Hulk. However, he's going to get bashed down by Closer. Hook shot is gonna go through that BKB as well. Now the Global Silence. Justin has to run. He has the cheese right now, but he has no backup. Justin, is he just gonna die here? He's gonna pop the cheese, but what's the game plan after that? He has to get to the low ground with the Force Staff, and he will do that. He's going to live, but maybe B-Boy's not as lucky. He's gonna get a hook shot right in the dome. Has an ultimate up, and he will be fine to back off. In the meantime, they're gonna snipe the Silencer. That's a pretty nice pick off for Ice up on top lane. The Slark is awkwardly in the enemy base, though. He's revealed as well. If they could reach him. Hook shot's gonna interrupt the BKB. Now hit with the Viper Strike. He's not going anywhere, but he's gonna man fight the Hulk. And I think he has enough right now. He's going to get hexed, however. Godlike also has a Finger of Death off to the side. He's going to kill off that Slark. And Ice, that was a mess. That was as bad as it gets, really. They use the cheese for pretty much nothing. They time out with the Aegis, and then they go in. And RV, yeah, they use the global silence, but that's fine. They have a pretty short cooldown on that.
God, the Slark as well, he did get the kill on Silencer, but instead of just turning around, pouncing out of the base, he ran deeper for some reason into the trees. I have no idea what the plan was there for the Slark, to be honest. Felt like he himself panicked a tiny bit, like, oh crap, I got myself into the corner, I'm screwed now, can't do anything at all. So Slark is dead, 60 seconds, and RV, they are already grouping up, they're ready to just ball down the mid lane. 50 seconds for global silence, but they don't even need it that bad, just because Tidehunter, he has that BKB anyway to get rid of that, and well, AC now is finished up with Troll Warlord, still has enough money for buyback also. The only one not to have buyback is the Sky of Mage for Ice.
Well, they're going to have to fight soon because RV, they're knocking on the front door. They're going to slide to the bottom lane. This time there's no backdoor protection here for the Ice base. They're going to jump in straight for the Hulk. Justin going to get stunned first. Force Staff out. He will be fine for now. But Hulk already down to half HP. Top lane has a creep wave that's pushing into the Radiant base, I believe. And RV, yeah, they're once again just going to make a push against Ravage with no Aegis advantage. This time they don't even have a global silence, so this is not going to go anywhere. And I don't really think they expected it to go anywhere.
Maybe their pressed expectation was to just get a single pick of somebody being out of the base and suddenly being able to at least force the buyback on Slark, if nothing else. But didn't manage even that much, so Slark has the buyback still. 3.5k, has picked up a Talisman of Evasion also. So they're ready to fight, I think. I mean, Closer did get his own AC, so that's pretty much going to completely negate the Troll's AC. But if they get caught going up ground, they know somebody's there because the smoke broke. Oh god, this fight Papers. He's gone in with the Shadow Blade. If he jumps the Silencer and manages to kill him, burst him down, which Slark I don't think is going to be able to, it might be fine, but they just back the other way.
Yeah, looking for runes or something. A double damage rune can swing this game into either side, depending on who grabs it. Justin is alone right now in the middle lane. Blink, oh, Hex is a little bit late, though. Yeah, it's not really late. Justin was just out of there by the time the line came in, so there was no real possibility there, but he's going to reinitiate onto Closer, who is also fairly alone right now. He's going to pop the BKB. Man fight commence, I guess. Justin, though, going to get silenced and hexed. If they lose this Troll War, that will be really bad. B-Boy can't get the shield off. Justin is going to get forced out. BKB's there, but the Quills kill him off. He has a buyback. He's going to have to use it, I think. Paper's right on top of Danger Lip, but he's not really doing enough damage right now. Still the Ravage being held because Closer's right on top of him. He doesn't have a good angle for this Ravage. He's going to be chased out all the way from this fight. In the meantime, Slark chasing out heroes the same. He's going to go straight towards Danger Alert, and he probably will get that kill. In the meantime, Bristleback killing off the Tidehunter. Now he's in the middle of everything. He's being kited around every which way, though. Paper is fighting up against Hulk and Danger Alert. This time, though, he has so much essence. He will get one kill at the very least. Now going for a second, up to 34, 35 charges of that. He's hitting like a truck. Here comes Justin going on to Closer after having killed off Viper. That's going to be a full team wipe. It costed them a troll buyback, but it was so worth it. Slark kind of having an advantage going up against all these tanky heroes, up to 46 stacks of Essence Shift, hitting for almost 400 damage a pop. This guy is trucking right now.
Yeah, Bristleback already has to buy back, as does the Viper, so kind of a sloppy, weird fight, but they didn't even have Ravage in that. It was just a Slark going absolute man mode there like that, BKB activated, being in the power cogs, just taking it like a man, killing everybody, and well, that's suddenly a butterfly finish. Slark's a little bit short of buyback, but gonna be able to farm that up in no time. This game, is it even gonna end before the 60-minute mark?
I don't think so. I mean, they still have Ravage Ice, so the chances of ending this game before 5 minutes happen with Aegis, Cheese, and Ravage is certainly possible. But RV, they're just slowly starting to slip in these fights. Like Bristleback, yeah, he killed off the Tidehunter. That's really nice for him, and great, good job. But he's been running around in most of these fights by himself, not actually hitting anybody. And that's very rare to see as Bristleback. But yeah, with double force stabs on the ice side, with the Slark who's naturally going to be bouncing around everywhere, and with Troll Warlord not being a viable target, this Bristleback has so much farm, but he's not actually using it to do damage, and that's really problematic. They're going to jump into the Roshan pick. Spike is there. Godlike, Sexy going to throw the Finger of Death onto Papers, but they kill off Team Roshan grab the Aegis cheese. Now they're going to start the fight. Closer in the front lines this time has guaranteed hits, but Danger Alert is already down. Mystic Flare full focus onto that Viper. Icicle off to the side is going to get caught out by Hulk. Force Stats up to the high ground though. Looks like he should be fine up in that position. Justin still alive right now, has the Aegis as well, so he's going to charge forward for more. Papers in the meantime stealing up to 45 stacks of Essence. He's going to kill off Closer. That Bristleback has no buyback. Meantime, Justin going to go for 7, going to go for Hulk. He is not disarmed, just silenced. He's going to get 1 kill himself to the cogs, but he has an Aegis. That's what it's for. Papers still stacking up that Essence, is going to get even more kills. Where's the Lion? He's being chased down by the Tidehunter. Do you want to Ravage to take out the last hero? No, you don't. But they just took another decisive team fight, Ice, and now, this time, RV have no more buybacks. They're going to lose some structures here.
I think they might even lose the entire game. There should be enough time for Ice to GG, to be honest, with just him being there with the Battle Trance and the AC. And of course, well, a double damage rune as well for half the duration still. I think that fight just did it, and once again, no Ravage's Tidehunter. He was too late to the party. All he did was pretty much cast up the Bristleback, that's about it. So tier 4's under siege, and GG is called. Ice, they do take game number 1 after 56 minutes. Ravage now popped, first one, does miss, second one connects on Lion, but JGT does blink out before he dies. Still, man, do not give a Troll Warlord and Slark that much time to farm.
Yeah, RV had a lot of momentum in the early game, had a really good start. Hulk was out of control, but they couldn't actually end the game. They couldn't kill off those Raxes, and they took 1, which, you know, is usually the first step, but that just wasn't good enough. The Troll Warlord and Slark just got way too big, even though they had such a bad early game start. So Ice going to continue their reign of terror in jDL5. Yeah,
for now at the very least, but it was nice to see that RV, they gave them a real just hard run for their money. But this is only game number 1 of a 2-game series, so we're going to be coming back in a couple of minutes with game number 2. So don't go anywhere, stick around, and see you in a few minutes.